Good evening, Nagendra Kumar. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Let's just wait for a few minutes so that everyone can join and we can start the session, day 5 session of our Masterclass AI driven business, zero code business tools. Good evening, Maniraj, JHE. Good evening, sir. And good evening, Roshan Gaming. Good evening, Babita Brem. Good evening to all. Good evening, Shyam Vijayan. Good evening, Kirtana. Good evening, Manjula Shetty. Good to hear. You too. Good evening, Vishal Mishra. Good evening, Prasad Manivannan. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the day 5 session. Welcome all to the day 5 session of the AI Driven Business Masterclass. Yes, doctor. You will get the certificate if you attend all the days, and if you attend 24 days. I think 24 days. If you fill the form of the attendance, the minimum is the 24 days. If you got all those, and you can have the certificate. Nese Pranay Kumar. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening, AKM. Namaste. Good evening, Sejal Takere. Sejal Takare. Okay, good evening. No, there will be no sessions on Independence Day. No need to worry. And there will be no sessions on Sunday. Okay, so let's start, and let's get into today's topic. Okay, so yesterday we seen about the master lead, how to create it and why we want to create it, and what are all the things we need to have in it, and how to make use of it, all those things. And like I said yesterday, so we are going to use that particular data, master data, to in all other sources, in other application, in other tools, in other CRMs, anything. But we are gonna use that particular data. Okay, so today we are gonna see how to use that data or connect that data to other applications or other tools or other CRMs. So those are all the things we are gonna see, and what are the steps included, and lastly I'm gonna assign you the tasks for you to do those things. Okay, good evening, Professor. Good evening, Professor Bharat Raj Singh. Good evening. Okay, so first the lead syncing strategy. So as I said now, so what are the strategies are there to sync our master lead data to other sources? Okay, so those are all the things we are going to see. So let's see what are the strategies there. So before that, our goal today, as I said earlier, to understand how the lead data flows. Okay, so how that lead data flows between form sheets CRMs, dashboards, and campaign tools. So in the first session or the second session alone, I showcased you how the Zapier automation works and how the data is flowing through it. So we'll see it in a different manner, and learn manual, semi-automated, and fully automated syncing methods. These are all the three methods in which we can sync our master lead data. Okay, so the second thing, and the third thing, see real world examples using Google Sheets, Zapier, API, and CRM. So as we see in that day using this Zapier, I have just showcased something. So we will see the step-by-step manner of how to use this Zapier and connect all those applications, and lastly be able to design a sync plan that fits your business size and budget. So that's what you are going to do. So plan yourself, make yourself the likable business you want to do, and create a plan out of it. Okay, so those are all the things. So this is our goal. So let's get into our topic. So what does lead sync mean? Okay, so what does lead sync mean? So lead syncing, okay, keeping the same data updated across multiple tools, okay, without having to copy paste manually. Okay, so as I said now, so that master data is the only single source of data we're going to use across all those applications. So that's why syncing is needed. Okay, so if data is gathered in a single place, it will automatically got synced to all other accommodators on any other application or any other tools. In whatever place we are using that same master data, if something is updated in it, it will automatically updated in all other sources. Okay, so example I've given here, you capture a lead in a Google form, it appears instantly in Google Sheet. Okay, so it is the process where if someone is completing or filling the form of the Google form, it will automatically, the data will be updated in the Google Sheet, and that particular data which was updated in the Google Sheet will also get automatically updated in the CRM sheet. Okay, good evening Kamaraj Pandian Pound, good evening. Okay, so that's the thing where it will automatically get updated in this CRM, and the salesperson will get a notification that a new data is generated, a new lead is generated and getting updated in the all those systems. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, lastly, according to the data, the dashboard will get updated. Okay, the visualization of our data is the dashboard. Okay, like all the people will know the example of a pie chart, the total number of people and how many are men and female, like that. The data of our lead will get updated, and it will also be showcased in the dashboard. Okay, so that is the visualization of our data. Good evening Jai Chitra Kannan, good evening Professor, good evening Doctor. Okay, so let's get into it. That is what lead syncing is. Okay, so why are we doing lead syncing? Okay, so as I said earlier, we need that so that in every platform, across every platform, the same data will get updated instantly. So that's what I'm trying to show here. There will be no delays in lead follow-ups. Okay, so if a particular lead is getting updated in one place, it will automatically get updated in the other place also. Okay, so no delays in lead follow-ups. Speed, so speed equal to higher conversion. Okay, so if a lead is getting updated today, if it takes so much time that the updation across other platforms will take 3 to 4 days in the old manner, the conversion of the lead will get delayed, and the speed of the sales and the marketing will also get delayed. So that's why without the delay it will yield in many sectors. So that's what I'm trying to say here. So no delays and no duplicates. So if a data is getting generated and updated here, if the same data gets across another platform or another source, we can secure that no duplicate data will be allowed. Okay, so that's the second point, no duplicate in different systems. And the third thing, accurate dashboards for decision making. So if a particular lead is coming, it will automatically get displayed in the dashboard in our visualized board, so that we know how many data are gathering in the real time and we can make decision out of it. Okay, so that's the third thing. And automation ready workflows. Okay, so due to the secure of that particular data, we can automate our work. So it is the centralized source. So in all tools we use, in all automation process, there will be no problem in fetching the data and accessing a particular format. Okay, so in the automation, in basically in the automation industry, if the data is, in the first process, in the take the first trigger we used in the Zapier. In the first process we are using some data, and it has the name called job roles, and in something in the second it has different name. For the job roles it just mentions role in the second source of the data. The computer will understand job role is a different different data, and the role section is a different data. Okay, that's why having a particular single master sheet or master lead data sheet will help us in the automation, and the workflow will be in a good manner. Okay, so that's the why we want to have the lead sync. Okay, so lead syncing methods, as we see in the goals, there are 3 methods. Good evening Nehalya, good evening Salikit, Ponamanda, good evening to all. Krishvik Mehan, the artist, good evening Jashwant, good evening. Okay, so what are all the methods? So as we seen earlier, there are 3 methods. So first one is the manual sync. Okay, manual sync is nothing but we do it by physical manner, so not recommended for sailing. So big scaled businesses can't handle manual method. Okay, small part of a business can be handled in this manner, but when it comes to a big business, we have to go to a different method. So what is in this manual sync? Let's see. So the first thing, export CSV from one tool. Okay, so like that, for example, the Google Sheet. Okay, the data will be exported from the Google Sheet to another program. Like we can export the Google Sheet to to another program like Zapier or like any other tool or any other application. We have to manually export the data. Okay, so as an example, if you want to export a data from my Google Sheet, I have to do it manually. This is the manual process, you already know. So yeah, I have to get a data. If this is my master lead sheet, I have to gather this sheet. Okay, as you can see, I have updated the process of our master sheet. Here you can see the lead ID, which will generate automatically. It will generate automatically based on the data gatheration. Okay, so if a new data is gathered in this line, okay, it will automatically generate it. The ID will automatically, lead ID will automatically generated. But here I just used a simple this simple logic or this simple function in the sheet, in the Google Sheet. So what will it do is, in this particular column, when the data is added, it will automatically generate a lead ID, that unique number based on this function. Okay, so from L09, and if a new data is added, it will get the ID as L0010, and if a new data, it will get updated, so on and so on. Okay, so this is how a master data sheet should be. Okay, so that there will be no problem with the data manipulation or data errors like that. Okay, and the next thing, the name data, where a particular text can be written, and in the email, if here we just have to mention the data and go to the data validation, where we can set in the E2. Okay, let's just make it again. Go to data, select the column, C column, and get to the get to data validation. And is there a rule for a C? There is no C here, so let's add a rule here. We'll add a rule that only email can be written. Okay, how to do it? First, let's just took the first line, the first row, we don't need that, right? So we'll took it. So C1, we don't want C1, we'll just mention C2. From there on, the data will be entered, and it will only be emails. Okay, so we're gonna, in the criteria section, we're gonna mention that the data has to be email. Here you can see text is valid email. So that's the process. So if we do it, there they can only enter the input as email only. And as we know, That's all. So this is the data validation rule. As we seen yesterday, this is how we mention data validation rule, so that in that particular column the data we want to be entered can only be entered, so that no manipulation or no different data or error can be done. So done. After clicking done, the rule will be applied. And if I want to enter some data, it will not take the data, it will mark it as red, so it is not an invalid input. Okay, so it has to be a data, a mail ID. Okay, it has to be a data. So now you can see it will say it as an it is a correct data. Here you can see it doesn't come as an invalid data. As you can see here, it didn't mention as it's an invalid data. This data has been inputted. Okay, so there is no problem here. But if we try to input any non-regular data, it will showcase this as an invalid data, so that we can easily identify it. And same process has to be done to all those columns. D column will set it as for the D column we'll add a new rule where we say it has to be number only. Okay, here we just say from the start, from second line, and it has to be number. Okay, we'll just mention as numbers, we'll input the values as numbers. Okay, so from that, and if you make done, here you can only input the numbers. Okay, and when it comes to the job role, I've already done it. Here E section, here I've created a data validation where from the input you can only select these options: sales intern, marketing analyst, growth manager, HR recruiter. This is the criteria drop down where when I click it, I can select these options from the listed out option. I can't select any other. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so that's all. That's the data validation for the E, and for the F and the G I have mentioned all those things. Okay, so here you have to mention what are all the things you need. Okay, so this is how a master data sheet sheet should be. So the elements which the lead has to access or input has to be in this format, so that we can use this data all across other applications. Okay, so for the departments, I've gathered growth, marketing, sales and HR. And for the sources, Instagram, LinkedIn, webinar referrals, Google ads. We can also add a Facebook ads. We can add another item as Facebook ads. Okay, done. And there are okay, apply to all, and it will be applicable to it, so that we can have it. And what are all the things? Interest area, I have done it. Okay, and the status, you can see there is new, contacted, follow up and converted, and it has been given as certain color. New data, is it a new data or a contacted one, or is it converted, or is it in a follow up, is again coming to our product, like that in the I section. So in the data validation, you can see I have created this rule where it will be a drop down and given color. In this area you can give the color. Okay, so this is how we can create the master data sheet. And here you can enter our employees names according to it, and it can be known who is assigned, this lead is assigned to whom, we can say it. And when it comes to the region, we can assign here as an example, I have given the region as north, south, east, west. But if we come if we go to state wise or any other department wise, we can also use those. Okay, and date added, last updated, notes and the synced. Okay, so here the true, I have used another application to sync this to the data. We'll see it later. Okay, so that's how I did it. So this is how the master data should be. So here if we want to manual sync, here we want to export this data. Okay, so here we want to export this data so that it can be used in another tool or another file. So that's what I'm trying to say here. This is the first one of the syncing method, manual sync. Okay, so works for small low volume businesses, as I said earlier, and high risk of duplicates and delays. Okay, so here the duplicate data can be inputted, so that it will create a problem, and the delays in the process of the conversion to sales and will be happen. Okay, so that's the pros and cons of the manual sync. And let's get into the next one. Good evening, Subramaniam Kunishetty. Good evening, Valarmadi. Doctor. Good evening, doctor. So semi-automated sync, that's the second thing, where good evening Deepak Kaikwa. Good evening. Okay, so here the semi-automated sync. So this is the second type where all the process will not be manual like the first one. Here some process will be manual and some process will be done by the tools. So that's why it's semi-automated sync. Okay, so first point, use Google Sheet as a middle layer. As I shown now, the Google Sheet will be the data center. So any leads will be gathered there, and the process will be done based on the Google Sheet. Okay, so the example will be, as I showed now, the Google Sheet will be our data center, and I'll even show it in the Zapier, where we'll use the Google Sheet as the data center and do all those things. Okay, and the second point, where capture data via Google Form, Typeform or Facebook lead ads sent to Google Sheet. Okay, so that's the second point, where that process has to be done after it is an automation process, where if you set the Google Form or the Typeform to send the data to the Google Sheet, it will automatically happen. Okay, so and the third one here, the third point, weekly or daily import to CRM. That's the manual thing that we want to do in the semi-automated sync, where we have to do the sync, do the import in a time manner, in a weekly manner or a daily manner. We have to do it manually. That's why it is a semi-automated sync. Okay, and example flow I have given here. Will someone will if I fill a form, that data will get to the Google Sheet, and it has to be exported to the in a CSV format or any other format to the our application. It can be any CRM application. I just given an example for HubSpot input. Okay, we'll use the HubSpot application today to see how those things works. So next, the third one, which will be a totally automated. Okay, so that's the third sync method, fully automated sync, best for scaling means large industry or large business model. So first thing, use Zapier or make Integromat, which is the application. Zapier I already showcased you today. Also we'll try to make use of it. And a no code automation tool. It is a no code automation tool where we don't need any codes. Okay, so when we use the Google Sheet, we can also use the, if you are a developer or if you are in hand of a developer, you are having a developer, you can use him to program the data to based on your interests. Okay, I'll also show it to you how to do that. So here let's just finish these 3 points, where in the fully automated sync we'll use the application Zapier or Make, which will be a node code automated tools. There will be no need for code knowledge. And the second one, native CRM integrations, where the CRM will have all the built-in functions. Okay, as is shown here, many CRMs have built-in connectors for Facebook ads, LinkedIn lead gen, etc., or Instagram ads, or any other social media data. Okay, so it is free of cost. It is that applications or that particular module or particular have function is built in all those CRM applications. Okay, so we'll use in the HubSpot. There are also Facebook ads. There is directly we can connect the Facebook ads. That leads will be directly the data will be directly sent to the applications. Okay, so that's the second thing. And the custom API scripts, that's the one I'm trying to show here, where if you are in hand of a developer, or you are in you have the knowledge of coding, you can use these scripts, JavaScript or any other data to you use that coding knowledge to script your function so that your master data can also be in a particular format, and the process can also be derived in the script. Okay, I'll also show you a script where it is in a dependency. Okay, so that's the third point, where for complex high volume or on-premise system we can use the custom API script, where if this happens, do this like that, a particular function we can define there. Okay. Manjuma Shetty, thank you. Okay, I'll send the attendance soon, don't worry, Shaliket. Okay, so common sync scenarios. So the common sync scenarios will be in what are all the places will sync. Let's just go through it in a fast manner. So scenario, first already we used from form to CRM. As an example, we will use the Google form. To Zapier will be the center process, and HubSpot we'll use the HubSpot to as the CRM. Okay, form to CRM. Example, new form will be submitted and the data will be create a contact in the CRM. I already shown how the contact is created in the HubSpot. I'll today also show you. And the second one, where the ads to CRM. As I said earlier, the CRM has the Facebook lead ads, right? That has the ability. So from straight to the ads, they can connect, the data can directly connect to the customer relationship management application, CRM. So tools, Facebook lead ads, make the ad will be connected to the make application, and make will send to the Zoho CRM or any other CRM. Okay, and example flow, new FB lead, new personal is touching our ad and importing their information, and add to Zoho and notify sales. Our sales team or sales personnel will be notified that new data is gathered. And the CRM to dashboard, which will be the CRM will have all those data regarding our leads, and it will be visualized in the same application or any other different application. So that's the CRM to dashboard. Okay, so here we'll use the leads data to generate the dashboard, where we can see how many personals are there, and we can separate all those data and visualize the data to see how many personals bought a product, or how many personals are new ones, how many personals are converted, all those things we can visualize that. Okay, so that's what are all the tools: HubSpot, Zapier, Airtable, all those tools. And the example flow will be CRM update, which will update the data, and it will showcase in the dashboard. Okay, we can also do it in the same application or different application, which will be Airtable dashboard. Okay, and a sheet to email tool, where the data in the sheet will be sent to the email tools. As an example, Google Sheet will send to the Zapier, will connect the Google Sheet and the MailChimp application, which will send the mails to all our consumers. Okay, and the lastly new row, which will be the data, and add subscribers to email list, so that if we produce a new thing, all the data will be sent to the email ID. Okay, and lastly multi-tool sync, where we'll sync all those tools in a particular application. We already used the Zapier. We can also use the HubSpot, where type phone and connect the Google Sheet to it, and HubSpot plus Slack. So Slack, what will do is, it is a notification application, or like Microsoft Teams, you can say it like that. So it will input the messages in the automation. Okay, so it can be used in the automation workflow. Soon there will be the attendance. Okay, and lastly lead captured. Okay, so the example flow, lead will be imported, and sheet will get updated, and CRM contact and a team alert. Okay, so the CRM data contact sheet will be updated, and the alert will be sent to the personals. Okay, attendance. Okay, just give me a few minutes. I'll come know to put the attendance. The attendance will be there shortly. Okay, so here I'm going to showcase you an example. So let's do it. So here I'm gonna create a workflow using all those applications. So we are gonna connect the master sheet to all those applications. So we're gonna create the, let's take it, Google Sheet to HubSpot via Zapier. Okay, so we'll use the Zapier application. Open the Zapier application. You also do it your time. So let's create a Zap. Okay, so create Zap. So Zap is gonna be our space where we'll create all those automations. Okay, so this is our page. So I'm gonna create here. So as you can see, the first triggers gonna be here, where we have to select the just give me a second. Okay, so here we are going to create the our automation. Okay, so let's create our automation. Okay, so let's get into it. So first what we are going to do is we are going to get the Google Sheet. So the first trigger or the first process is going to be getting our data. So I'm going to gather the master data. I'm going to select the master data, and that's going to be new spreadsheet row. So that's the first thing, adding our data. Okay, thank you. So first let's select our Google Sheet. So here you can see the Google Sheet has been accepted. Okay, and this is the application. Okay, I have selected the Google Sheet, and the trigger event is gonna be a new spreadsheet row. So that's the first thing you can see here, new spreadsheet row. Okay, and if the trigger is gonna be in that Google Sheet, if a new row is added, do this like that. Okay, so I have added here, and this is my account. So continue. So here we are gonna select the spreadsheet. Okay, thank you Manjula, thank you Asaki. So here this is my master lead sheet, as I shown you earlier. So this is my master lead sheet. I've selected here. So all the elements in the master lead sheet can be accessed. Worksheet, so that's the first one. Continue, and it has been connected. So I'm testing if the process is working correctly, and you can see the process is getting worked. Okay, so the first process of selecting our Google Sheet data, our master data, has been completed. So the first action is gonna be, we're gonna connect the HubSpot application and create a contact there. Okay, so let me showcase you the HubSpot application. So this is the HubSpot application, customer relationship management application. We can do all those things here, have our datas, and use those datas to make use of all those customer datas. Okay, so here you can see the contact which we are gonna create in the automation. this data is already I've done this data. This is the data which has been transferred from the CRM. Okay, this is a new lead and the email ID of him and the created time, date, all those details about the personnel will be transferred here. So let's also transfer that particular data again. So in that second process, so what we are gonna do in the second thing here, HubSpot CRM, we have to select the HubSpot CRM as an application. So I have created the HubSpot CRM, so I have to choose action event. So here I'm going to create a contact, so which will be the data which has been generated or gathered in the Google Sheet. Our master data will be sent to the HubSpot. Okay, so there will be no if a multiple data is gathered, there will be no duplicate data. So I'm gonna create a contact in the HubSpot. So this is I already logged into my HubSpot account. You can also log in and create it, and here only you have to select all those data. Okay, what are all the data that are available in our sheet? That is name, email, phone, role, source. These are all the things that is available. Thank you. So here new spreadsheet row. Okay, here we have all those data. Second thing is gonna be the HubSpot application. In the HubSpot application we have to do the create a contact. I'm creating a contact. And here we have to import all those data based on it. So what are all the data we have available based on the, here we have taken this data. So let's see, he has a lead ID, name, and phone number, role, department, source, all those things, name, gender, name, mail, lead status, phone number. Okay, so let's give the data. Let's connect the data to the from the Google Sheet to the HubSpot. Okay. So let's connect all those datas. Thank you. So let's first connect the name. Where is his name? We have the email ID. Let's first connect the email ID. We connected the email ID, and let's connect the first name. Is it name or first name? Let's just give the name to first name. Okay, connected the name and the email ID. Gender, it's the data for gender. For now, let's give the gender. We'll remove the gender. Okay. Okay. Here you can see you can add all those details, contact information, phone number. We'll connect the phone number. Okay. Any other data? Attendance is already in the pinned command, Vishal. Okay, so what are all the data we connected? We given phone number, we've given we've given the name, mail, phone number. Any other data? We given, let's set the lead status. Let's see if there is lead status here. Facebook contact. Okay, so these are all the data we've given here. So we've given the name of the personal, the mail ID of the personal, and the phone number of the personal, and we can also add what are all the data we want. I've just for an example I've given these three datas. Okay, so continue. So it will get connected for a test only. So after that it will get automated, so that if you connect these things, every data will be transferred in the particular manner. So for example, I've just given these three datas. Okay, so that it has been connected, and you can see here this data, the fourth rows data, Arjun Reddy, the mail, this, and the phone number will get transferred to the HubSpot. If you load it, you can see the data has been transferred from the sheet to the CRM, HubSpot CRM. Okay, so this is how our master lead data will get transferred. Okay, but here I just showcased you as a test. It is I just test it, but if I publish it, it will automatically do the process. It will the automation will start when someone enter or fill a form here. Just showcase you if a Google form has been filled here. Okay, so if something in the process, if here the data has been sent from the HubSpot application, from the Google sheet, but if you select Google form as the first trigger, the data which was gathered from the Google form will send to the Google sheet as our center source of our master lead sheet, and it will be transferred to the HubSpot application for the CRM and control of and manipulation of the data, and creating a dashboard and see how the sales and marketing is going. Okay, so that's how the data syncing works. Okay, so here I have done it as an test. When we do the project for the 6th and 7th day, we'll do it as an automation. Okay, so this is how we transfer these or sync the data. Okay, I've done the first action step. So next thing, Slack. So we are gonna select the Slack application to send the notification that a particular data has been sent. So that's how a new lead has been generated through the connection or through the ads, whatever. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's select the Slack application. So this is the Slack application. This is the application I shared earlier. I've created my Slack using my company. So here you can see a new lead has been generated. The message has been sent. How it is sent is it's the thing which I tried to do earlier. Let's create something here. Here I have shown you. The message will be sent to the main channel or a group or a particular personal. If he if he select here that it has to be sent to a particular personal, here I'm gonna select as an channel message. So it will send to the channel. Here we'll select the send channel message. Okay, I've selected the send channel message, and we'll use this new job role as the data. Here we'll select our Pantech channel, and here we'll input our data. Okay, so the contact. So here the last thing is our contact Arjun is the new lead, right? So we'll see new. We'll input new lead, the name of the personal, which is gonna be the Arjun. I have selected here the data from the HubSpot, and what are all the things. We'll say we'll also connect his email. His email is gonna be, and the data gathered from that. Okay, so this is the thing which will be that the message. This is gonna be the message sent in the group. Okay, let me test if the message is getting transferred. What is Slack used for? Slack is the notification application or messaging application, anything like that. It is one of the application which is available for the automation. It is one of the automation tool where we will use it to send notification. Okay, I have created a account there, so that I'm using it, but you can use any other application. If you select it, there are so more or 7,000 applications here. You don't personally use this Slack application, but it is compatible in all these. Here you can see another message has been generated that a new lead Arjun Reddy, his email ID has been generated. So this is the how the notification will be sent in this trigger manner or the Zapier automation. Okay, so this is how the automation works. Okay, are you clear, doctor? So that how the Slack application works, or tell me so that I can explain once again. Okay, so the third action after sending the message, we're gonna update in the Google sheet that a particular you can see there is a sync field here. Okay, so this is the one I've already tried. So here what I'm gonna do is a message will get sent here. It will get updated that this particular data got synced to the control, customer relationship management application. It got synced. So that's what it's trying to show here. So if it is true, it got synced. If it is blank, it is not synced. So that's how we're gonna showcase it. So we're gonna select the again select the Google Sheet, and we are select our update spreadsheet row. So we are going to update that particular element, right? So spreadsheet, our master spreadsheet, and the worksheet is going to be the sheet 1, and that row, particular row, going to be what is that particular row? This is going to be the third row, right? This is third row, or fourth row is going to be, and we're going to select the fourth row and select continue. We don't need any other data. Okay, and wait a second. In that fourth row, particular row, we're gonna, in that sync, we're gonna tell, or we're gonna select from the we'll select from the Slack bot will send the message that the data has been sent. So okay, true, will update the field in the our master data. Okay, so I've been testing it here, so that after the Slack message sent to the particular personnel or sales personnel, the Google Sheet will get updated that it also got synced. Okay, so it got updated. Let's check. Okay, here you can see it got updated that the data is synced. Okay, so that's how the automation works. So we've seen all those actions to set an automation work. So this is how we'll automate all our tasks. So this is an simple automation. We'll do more. So API based syncing. So what is API based syncing? As I said earlier, these are all the things we done with using the tools, right? So after that, if you have knowledge of the coding or any other thing, you can use the coding knowledge to directly set instruction to how the data works, or how the flow works of the automation. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to try here. So if you have a developer or a app similar to WhatsApp, okay, yeah, you can say that, but it is mostly we can easily compare it to the Microsoft Teams app. The UI and UX is also similar to the Teams app, but you can also say it is similar to the WhatsApp also. Okay, we can send messages and all those things. Okay, but I don't think we can connect the WhatsApp in the automation. I don't think we can connect the yeah, I don't think we can connect yeah, here we can. Okay, sure. What I'm trying to share here. Okay, so this is what I'm here, so that if you have developer knowledge or development in hand, you can use that using the APIs to control all those things. And that's what I'm trying to show here. Using if you are using HubSpot, you can use the HubSpot API, or using cloud Google services, you can use the cloud Google and create an account there to process all those things. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to show here. And as an example, you can use the Node.js script application, that module or package to program or function whatever things you want, whatever function you need the data or the process to do. And you can check all those, or update or export the things every 5 minutes using the AWS Lambda or Google Cloud functions. Okay, so let me just showcase you an example of the data here for the API syncing. Let me just showcase you. here this is our Google Cloud console. Okay, so here if you here you can see API and services. Okay, so here if I want to program or create using code using JavaScript, all those things, here I have to select a particular application. So if I want to do API connection in the Google Sheet, so that I can use it as an base, I have to enable that API service here. So let's just see. Google Sheet API, and you have to select that particular, enable that particular API. Okay, so if we enable it, we can make use of that application. Okay, so let me just showcase you after it got enabled. So here that application got enabled, right? Okay, so then we'll go to our particular application and select our desired Google Sheet. Okay, I'm selecting the master lead sheet, and here what we will do is in that here if you want to connect the API, here as I said earlier, I used particular formula. Okay, if we were this is easily manipulated or easily crackable, but if you don't want to it has to be dependable, use the extension and app script. So here on this is how we're gonna script our code or any other thing if you are in the knowledge of it. So this is the code I have written here, which will fetch our data or connect our application. Here you can see the execution is started and the execution is completed. And if I input the code here, let me just showcase you. So this is the code. Here what is this code is doing is it creating a particular element for every every lead generated. Okay, so if a new data is gathered in this sheet, the ID will be automatically generated based on their number. Okay, so that's how this code is gonna work. Okay, so if I run it, you can see that's how my function. Let me just showcase you. Okay, so this is how it's gonna work, so that after particular code can be used there. If we script whatever we want there, that will be applicable to this particular application. Okay, so nothing but that will be our control panel. So whatever things we change there or try to make use of it there, that can be applicable to that Google Sheet. Okay, so if I construct that rules to how this particular master sheet should be, that will be applicable to it, so that no one can change it. It will be a dependable format. And if you ask me, is Google Sheet is the only application we can use in this format? No, in every application we can use that in that format. So if you have that coding knowledge, or if you have any developer, we can make use of it. And if you don't, we will also try to use some basic knowledge codes and try to change all those application details. So create lock all those applications, so that if a data is gathered there, nobody can change that particular elements. Okay, so here you can see that particular code has been run and completely executed. And if you see to it here, if a new data is generated here, it will automatically generate a new ID based on the code. Okay, so based on the code, new ID will be generated. Okay, and it will also updated. Here I have given a code which will automatically update the date added and the last updated if someone change that particular data. Okay, so that's how the API script works. Okay, so this is the how the API script works. Okay, so this is how API based syncing works. Okay, so best practices for lead syncing. As I said earlier, have a particular master source and unique IDs. Log every sync. Sync has to be done and test before automating. Before automating, I have tested here. So you also test and use filters. So is it a new data or is it a new lead or converted lead, like that, and have a fallback. Okay, so if the automation fails, have a copy of it so that we can make changes. Okay, and that's all. So can Airtable be used like Google Sheet to enter data and for visualization? Yes, Airtable can be used like that. There we can enter the data and have all those particular elements within the Airtable. Okay, but I don't the connection of the automation process of other tools to connecting to Airtable will be in a tough manner. But if you use other tools, it will be easy. But the doubt where Airtable can be used same as the Google Sheet, the data can be entered, but there will be not many options compared to the Google Sheet. When it comes to the Google Sheet, you can see there are more options where we can edit all those datas and make use of it. So assignment for you: create your own lead flow diagram, how that lead has to be and how to make use of all those application. So what I'm shown here: create your own automation using all those application. First create the accounts in all the application and then connect it in the Zapier and make use of how the automation works and how to run the data, sync the data within those applications. Okay, so this is your task, try to do it. Okay, thank you. So today we seen how to how those syncing works and how to build a automation in Zapier and make of same. So we'll make use of it, and how to keep the data clean and consistent across platforms, and the plan for scaling with the API and the multi-step workflows. Okay, how that we can use the application protocol interface, that means the API which we used here, how to use that coding platform to set the application we use. So if we use any tools and we need a particular change in those tools, we can also make change in that tool, and don't need to worry about that. So that's all for today. So thank you everyone. So if you have any doubt, ask me, and please try to do your talks, try to create an automation, and if you have any doubts, contact me. Okay, sure. Thank you everyone. If you have any doubts, ask me, or else you can leave. Thank you. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Thank you, Manjuma Shetty. API is application protocol interface or programming. API is the what should I say? It's a concept which is the application protocol interface. It is application protocol interface. The programming is the tool or the language we use to command it. Okay, so make it as a API as a person, take a API as a person, and programming is the language to instruct it. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you.